Greyhounds were the biggest Colgate fans on the planet, as with the Raiders' win over Boston University, Loyola was able to claim the Patriot League regular season title. But now the Raiders, they're red hot, and the two teams battle tonight for a spot in the Patriot League Championship game. Welcome to Semifinal Friday at the Patriot League Championships. This is the Patriot League Network on Stadium. We take a look at the bracket for the Patriot League tournament. We see we've got a 1 versus 6 and a 2 versus 5 matchup on tap tonight. First up, as we mentioned, Colgate and Loyola. Later on, we'll have Holy Cross and Boston University for you. Glenn Clark alongside my broadcast partner, Jamie Watson, here high atop Ridley Athletic Complex in Baltimore. And Jamie, this is a 1 seed versus a 6 seed matchup, but let's be honest, Colgate is not your typical 6 seed.
No, not at all, Glenn. Coach Eric Ronning comes in his 3rd straight semifinal appearance, and oh, by the way, defending champions.
Let's get into how it is that Colgate got here. A big victory in the quarterfinals on Tuesday night, 1-0. It was a game that was scoreless for much of the game, but Kentaro Morrison has the ball bounce out to him, deflected ball that goes in. That was the difference. That was all they needed as Colgate got the 1-0 victory over Bucknell on Tuesday night to advance to the semifinals tonight. Our player to watch for Loyola, let's start there. Barry Sharifi, the midfielder of the year in the Patriot League. Jamie, tell me about Barry.
I love it. Be wary of Barry, that's for sure. The 5'7" sophomore midfielder of the year, as you say, from Jericho, New York. Barry carried this team, Glenn. 5 goals and 7 assists. Coach Nichols had high praise for Barry. It's going to be a good one tonight.
For the Colgate, our player to watch for this one, an all-Patriot League performer. Tell me about Aram Ulegian.
Aram Ulegian, it's fun to say, number 8, 6'5". He's an imposing figure on that back line. He's also the leader of this team with 18 shots on goal, 7 goals, 2 assists. Look for him to lead.
Jamie, this is a Colgate team that, as we mentioned, is red hot. They got a huge 4-0 win at Boston University, who would have been the regular season champions had they won that game last Friday. They followed up with a 1-0 win at Bucknell. They're playing great soccer right now.
Yeah, they are. They are hot, as you say, and they're also they've got a playoff mentality. They're ready to go, and last year's defending championship has propelled them into this semifinal game.
You see the highlights from last year and that championship run as they did punch their ticket to the NCAA tournament. That being said, Jamie, Loyola is hosting the Patriot League Championships. What's the significance of playing here at Ridley Athletic Complex?
Well, it's huge. It's the first time. It's historic in so many ways. And, you know, Coach Steve Nichols has a young team. We'll see. Big pressure. Lots of response from them, we hope.
Let's see a little bit more about that as we look at the numbers for Loyola this season here at Ridley. And it is striking what they've done home and away. We see particularly defensively, they're allowing just 0.38 goals per game as they're 7-1 at home. We'll grab a break. We'll come right back in with kickoff. That's next. This is the Patriot League Network on Stadium. We take a look at our starting lineups for our first semifinal game, Colgate and Loyola, beginning with the Raiders. Jacob Harris in goal. He has played the last 5 games. He's allowed just 5 goals during that stretch, making 20 saves. He's the reigning Patriot League goalkeeper of the week. He's joined defensively by Aram Ulegian as well as Carl Brown and Christian Clark in the midfield. Chase Pagani, Jared Stroud, Troy Mupen, as well as Kentaro Morrison and Oliver Harris. Up top, it's Freddie Janssen and Steven DeLeo. For Loyola, Chase Vosvik, the Patriot League Rookie of the Year and Goalkeeper of the Year. He has allowed just 18 goals in 16 games this season, a 1.11 goals against average. He's made 58 saves, stopping 76.3% of the shots that he has faced. He's joined defensively by Mickey Watson as well as Sam Carter, who's back after missing the regular season finale. Also defensively, Morgan Lucy and Jake Campbell. In the midfield, Gabe Carlson, Barry Sharifi, the midfielder of the year, as well as Matt Batista. And up top, Brian Saramago, Josh Fawole, and Sam Brown, who was unable to start in the regular season finale due to injury, but we did see him come into the game. Jamie Watson, it should be a dandy. The first of 2 tonight. Loyola and Colgate. Loyola white on white with the evergreen stripes and numerals. They'll be moving from left to right here in the first half. Colgate is in the maroon with the maroon and gray shorts as well, white numerals. They'll be moving from right to left. And we are indeed underway here on semifinal Friday in Patriot League tournament. This is the Patriot League Network on Stadium. See early on, Chase Vosvik gets a chance to get his hand on the ball. Jamie, we talk a lot about the value for a goalie. Particularly, we're talking about a freshman goalie who has not played like a freshman, but someone who's never been in this situation before, just to get a touch and get a feel for the game early on.
Absolutely, Glenn. It's one of my keys to the game. Chase Vosvik, the freshman goalkeeper in the biggest game of his career to date. It's a young career. You're right. He's a freshman. How will he respond?
No doubt about that. Loyola takes some time. Now we're going to see Sam Carter choose to push the ball forward himself. Morgan Lucy gets it ahead. Josh Fawole loses it, but it goes out for a Greyhounds throw-in. Loyola, very, very capable offense. It's a team that had to go through a lot this season, Jamie, because of a number of injuries. But as they've gotten healthy, we've seen just what they're able to do when they have the ball.
We've talked about their offensive, prowess, Glenn. 15 of the 24 players in the scoring column. But Colgate also has 12 players in the scoring column. I wonder if it'll be a high-scoring game or quite the opposite.
Yeah, it's certainly interesting, and obviously there's so much more pressure that comes along with knowing that for one of these teams, their season is definitely going to come to an end tonight. That ball will roll all the way out over the end line. It will be a goal kick, and the first opportunity for Jacob Harris to get his foot on the ball. Jamie, let's talk about some keys for today's game. How about we begin with the number 1 seed, the Loyola Greyhounds. What are the keys for the Hounds tonight?
Well, it all starts with Brian Saramago, and Barry Sharifi, the SNS Supersonic trained dynamic duo for the Hounds. They need to produce, Glenn, like they have all year, 36 combined points to put points on the board and advance.
Ball misplayed on the goal kick, and so Loyola gets it back on the throw. That's a bad giveaway right there. So Loyola goes to work. Sam Brown leaves it back. Now Carlson. So Loyola's going to regroup and make sure they value possession. Jamie Watson, you speak a lot about the importance of the first 5 and the final 5 minutes of a half as we're steering minute number 3. Why are they so significant?
It's really a good question. I think everybody is just, getting their feet wet, so to speak, feeling each other out, but just getting their sea legs under them, any kind of cliche you can think about. But if you look at the stats in this tournament alone, Holy Cross scored 3 goals in the first 13 minutes, Glenn, of their game.
They knocked out Lehigh the other night on the road in order to march on. They'll play BU later on this evening. As Colgate now tries to get into their offense for the first time tonight. We saw that ball misplayed. Jacob Harris, as we mentioned at the top, has only played in 5 games this season. He stepped in for an injured Peter Tappenden, and Colgate has played really well since he got to that spot. No whistle as Sam Carter. There was a lot of contact. The delayed whistle is the call, Jamie. Delayed whistle. I was wondering about that because there was an awful lot of contact between Carter and Kentaro Morrison, and there was indeed a foul called. So it'll be a free kick coming up from Colgate with an opportunity to try to put this one towards the goal.
Yeah, well, you often say, where do you think they'll go? Any ball played by the near post, Glenn, if it's flicked behind, you have an opportunity to score. If you play this ball far post, you have to head it forward. Otherwise, if it goes over your head, you don't have a second opportunity at goal. So I like near post. And
well, Stroud was trying to find Morrison. Morrison was able to get a foot on it. He crosses it in. It was an interesting play design, Jamie. It didn't turn into anything.
It didn't.
That ball will be hanging in the air, and Chase Vosvik uses the screen in order to be able to get it. And Mickey Watson maybe got away with a little there. He's going to have a conversation with the official. Doesn't look like there's going to be a call, but certainly a conversation after that contact from Mickey Watson. Loyola goes to work the other way. Barry Sharifi leaves it to Carlson. Carlson goes the top side of the pitch. Perhaps something cooking here. Campbell will cross it in towards the goal. Ooh, Saramago was there. Just couldn't do anything with that. But the good news is it leads the first corner kick of the match for the Greyhounds.
So he creates so much, Brian Saramago. This run to that near post causes the defender to not play it high and wide out, but over the end line, giving Gabe Carlson a shot.
Gabe Carlson is the specialist on set pieces for the Greyhounds. 8 assists this season to lead the team. First team All-Patriot League performer. He is the man for these situations. Carlson in towards the middle, and it's going to be headed down and in. Headed down and in by Mickey Watson, and Loyola goes on top 1-0. How about that? And let me make sure I have that right. Loyola goes on top 1-0. And it was indeed Mickey Watson who delivered it for the Greyhounds. He has been excellent in those situations all season, Jamie. And he puts the home team on top in the early going of this one.
Mickey Watson, you'll see on this replay, his vertical has been amazing. He gets up, he gets ahead on this ball, straight down. The hardest place for a goalkeeper to make a save, at his feet.
For Mickey Watson, that is his 3rd goal of the season. He now has 7 points on the year. And of course, Gabe Carlson gets the assist. That is number 9 on the season for the young man, the junior from Stockholm, Sweden, the transfer from South Florida. And boy, he was out in front on that one. Loyola nearly had a chance to try to make it 2-0 just as quickly. Jamie, how huge is that goal?
Almost right on cue, Glenn. You are prescient at the 5-minute mark. It is a huge goal.
As we'll have a whistle here, free kick coming for Colgate. We're going to take a look at the corner kick again from behind the goal, and we'll see Mickey Watson just camped out in front, sees the ball the entire way. Oh, that's nice. Is that 5-hole?
5-hole.
That was 5-hole on Jacob Harris.
Hockey talk for those of you who don't know.
Right through the legs for Mickey Watson.
What a quality service from Gabe Carlson. You'll see Jared Stroud from Colgate. He is the Gabe Carlson of Loyola. He's an amazing server of the ball, Glenn. And by the way, 15 of 29 goals of Colgate set pieces. So here we go, set piece for Loyola.
Jamie, how much does that do for a team that's never been in this? Look, they were in the semifinals a year ago against the same Colgate team, so I want to be clear, but they've never been the favorite. They've never been the 1 seed. They've never been the team with the bullseye on the back. How significant is that goal for a group of guys that are in this situation for the first time?
I think it's big. I really do. There's so much pressure on this young squad. I believe it's history in the making here, happening as Gabe Carlson goes down with the foul.
Steps through and gets fouled, and that will be a free kick. Carlson remains down right now, and let's see, he got the call. We'll watch it one more time. And that's a pretty easy call. Sticking his leg in there was Chase Pagani, the senior captain from Ann Arbor, Michigan. He didn't have the ball, and Carlson could have gone the other way. That's an easy call, and boy, is this an interesting spot for Carlson to be taking this free kick, Jamie.
Or Barry Sharifi, we're not quite sure. Both of them are outstanding set piece. Okay, when you're in the center like this, Glenn, and you're looking on the entire frame of the goal, that creates the greatest angle. He can go left or right, makes it very challenging for the goalkeeper.
You think this is a shot?
I would, yes, absolutely. It's close enough for men and the strength and power that they possess.
Minute number 8, Loyola already on top, 1-0, free kick coming. Sharifi will take it. He curls it just outside that near post. And Sharifi knew he got a good sting on that ball, just missing the opportunity to put the Hounds on top 2-0.
Great camera angle here, Glenn. He's going for the upper 90 and just misses by half a yard.
That is right there. Jamie, let's go to the other side. We haven't had an opportunity to talk about keys to the game for this Raiders squad. Give me an idea of what it is that they're going to need to do, especially now that they trail 1-0.
Yeah, well, we talked about the .38 goals against by Loyola, Glenn, at home against the Patriot League. It's going to be tough for them to score, but they've got to find a way to finish, and the earlier the better. Uligian and Stroud, Glenn, 31 points, this duo. They're as dynamic as Loyola.
Opportunity again here for Loyola. Fawole is going to get to that before he gets to the end line. He can't keep it in, however, as that'll sail out for a goal kick. No, you're right. It's a very capable duo, both named first team All-Patriot League. Jared Stroud with the 9 assists on the season. Arm Uligian with the 7 goals on the campaign. What must they be feeling? They've been playing so well. Everything's been going their way. We were talking the other day with Eric Ronning about, hey, what clicked? And he sort of laughed about it. He said, I don't know. I don't have an easy answer for that. Did, of course, credit the fact that they've been in these situations before, having won the title a year ago. But everything's going your way, and then you give up a goal in minute number 5. What's this like now on the Colgate side? How are they feeling?
Well, you're talking about a team that has a lot of veterans. I mean, Stroud is a senior. Uligian's a junior. You rely on veteran leadership, Glenn. I don't think they'll be phased at all. They're going to go right to work. Coach Ronning talked about, Glenn, focus play by play. It's the process. And they are mentally disciplined.
Oh, and Jamie's so valuable having been in those situations, and this one will sneak all the way back through to Jacob Harris. But Jacob Harris has not been in these situations until the last couple of weeks, right? Like, they've won 3 straight games with their backs up against the wall, so I guess you could say he has been in these situations. But what's this got to be like for a sophomore goalie who steps in just 5 games ago, now playing in a Patriot League semifinal?
Well, I think he brings a tremendous amount of confidence with him. First off, I believe he's 4-1 in those 5 games. But, you know, that is one of the keys. My 3 keys to the games are both the goalkeepers. How do they respond in this big pressured game?
No doubt. No doubt. It's Chase Voskovic, who's been so good all season, been unbelievable for Loyola. But obviously, as a freshman, has never been in a season-on-the-line situation before. Throw-in coming for Colgate. We're into the 11th minute of this one. This is the Patriot League Network on Stadium. Mickey Watson put Loyola on top 1-0 just 5 minutes into it. Barry Sharifi tries to slide it back in the middle of the field. Carlson wasn't there. Colgate gets the opportunity for a counter. They want to go for a run, but that ball's going to get all the way through to Voskovic, who will be able to pick it up in the box. Voskovic will wait his turn. Just decides to allow the defender, the forward, to come towards him before he picks that ball up. And he'll send it the other way for the Hounds. Ball punched down. The speed of Loyola very much on display. Fawole's fouled in the box. That's absolutely a foul. They're going to call it against Fawole. Going to say he initiated. Okay. So instead of a penalty kick, it will go the other way. Say that Josh Fawole initiated the contact there. It's an interesting call. It's a big call, obviously, here in the 12th minute. We'll watch it one more time.
And there's no call here. I think it's just a goal kick, Glenn, and
okay.
Just calling a goal kick on it, and probably rightly so. But let's talk about the speed of Fawole, who just created something that was very close to dangerous right there.
And we've seen Loyola in recent weeks, Jamie, be very content if teams try to play a more defensive brand of soccer. They've been content to say, okay, well, we're going to try to use our speed and just send these balls down and go to work. We're not going to allow you the opportunity to pack it in on us. Right now, Colgate has really struggled to try to get the ball onto the other side of the field. This one will be taken away by Fawole. Turns it inside to Sharifi. Sharifi quickly closed upon. It's a good closing play. Is getting over to help out was El Abdelawi. Kentaro Morrison, sorry. Also in there was Carl Brown, the senior defender for Colgate, to help to make that play. Actually, it was Brown who was the one that came up with it. Brown gets it ahead to Morrison. Morrison going towards the corner, quickly over there. To thwart that is Agent Sam Carter, but Loyola will give it away. Morrison, not in a hurry. Instead of pushing it forward, he's willing to go backwards as Colgate sets up their attack. Have not seen Colgate get many opportunities in the early portion of the first half. Great defending over along the far sideline by Sam Brown to take that one away for the Hounds. Now Carlson wants to go to Fawole. Fawole's out in front. He's got space. It's going to come too wide. He's going to have to stop it. Reconsider. Ooh, he tries to get it to that line and getting a piece of it, but not striking it the way that he wanted to with Saramago. However, it's deflected, so it'll be another corner kick.
Right on cue, the speed of Josh Fawole, another one of my keys for Loyola, often not talked about. It's usually Sharifi and Saramago, and he unselfishly plays the ball to
Saramago just wasn't quite at the spot where he wanted him to be, but it does turn into a corner, and obviously Loyola so far 1 for 1 on corner kicks. Clock's going to stop as Carlson comes up, take this corner.
Technically speaking, I don't know why Brian played that with his left foot, which was farthest away from the ball. I would have thought he would play that with his right foot. Here we go.
Get a look at Jacob Harris, who wasn't able to stop the first one, the sophomore from Brookline, Massachusetts. This one served in towards the back post. It's knocked away. Sam Brown able to keep it in. He's trying to get a shot off. It's deflected out wide. Carlson sends it right back in, and it'll be knocked away once again. Colgate handles this corner well. Does not allow Loyola to do much of anything with it. Ball headed right back to the middle. And now Colgate with a chance to clear it away and maybe go to work himself. Ooh, Batista does a nice job. He got ball first, and boy, Batista got hit in the leg. But they're going to call the foul against him, and it's going to be a Colgate free kick. We are in minute number 14. We'll watch that one again. Certainly thought that was ball first, Jamie.
I did too, Glenn.
But we are 4 floors above the stadium. So officials absolutely have a better view than we do. Although crew here at Loyola does a great job of getting us great views in the replays. Now putting something together once again are the Hounds. Lucy settles back in the middle of the pitch, and Sharifi. This time Loyola's going to be a little bit more plotting. Batista misstruck that ball. Carter's got to come over and get it. Come right back down to Batista. Batista pushes it forward. Loyola going to work. Slid forward to Fawole. Fawole was thinking about a shot, loses his footing in the process. Gets back up, manages to hold on to the ball. That's remarkable. Now back down to Morgan Lucy. Sam Carter slows it. Now he pushes ahead to Fawole. Fawole back to Carlson. Carlson trying to go towards the corner. Fawole wasn't there, but he knocks it down to Lucy. Loyola taking their time this time, Jamie.
Showing off their technical skills, Glenn. Knocking the ball around.
Batista gets that one all the way through, but Sam Brown was not there in order to go get it, and so it'll be picked up by Harris.
Just looking, Allegiant about to get the ball. That back line of Colgate looks imposing, Glenn. They have tremendous height back there.
Boy, really physical there at midfield, and that's going to earn a whistle on Batista. And I don't know if Batista was still frustrated about something from the last play, but he was really aggressive there, Jamie. Free kick coming for Colgate. Colgate right now just really trying to settle momentum, which is very clearly on the side of the Hounds in the early going. This one's settled. Could be an opportunity for the Raiders. Working from in the box. It'll be held on. Trying to cross it in. It'll earn a throw over in the corner.
I believe that's Jared Stroud over there. It looks like a long throw coming from Jared.
Stroud has been the man when it comes to setting up the Raiders this season. As we mentioned, 9 assists to lead the team. First team All-Patriot League performer. He's also taken a team leading 40 shots on the year. Stroud does indeed go with a long throw all the way to the 6. It's headed away. Opportunity for a rebound. It's going to be settled. Loyola needs to clear it away, and Carter will be able to do just that. Loyola's got to find some space. Sam Brown not able to hold on to that one, so Colgate gets it right back. There's no space over there. Armband flying off of Stroud's right arm. He's going to have to fix that. That ball will sneak over the near sideline. Throw in coming. Stroud was a significant part of the semifinal matchup between these two teams a year ago. He was one of 3 goal scorers, as well as 2 players no longer with Colgate. The mighty Ethan Cutler scored a goal, as did Zach Pagani, in that 3-1 victory over Loyola in the Patriot League semifinals a year ago in D.C. Loyola trying to reverse history. Already out to a 1-0 lead here in the 18th minute of this one. We've got a throw-in coming. Interesting to see. It doesn't look like they're going to go with the long throw this time. Instead, Stroud plays it out. Get it right back. Crosses it in. Knocked away nicely, but Morrison settles it. Loses it. Brown trying to come away with it. Not able to field it cleanly. So it'll be played back down to the other side of the pitch. The teams will regroup. Saramago with all that speed trying to get after it. He's just looking for any misplay of the ball to try to pounce and push forward for the Hounds. What has Loyola done so well in the early going of this one, Jamie, in order to be dominating the possession, dominating the run of play the way that they have?
Well, you answered your own question. They are dominating possession, Glenn. That's what they've done well, but we've seen Colgate just flip the tables on them there, haven't we?
This one played down to the near side. Lucy. Back in the middle of the field. 2 players that both didn't know if they were the intended target of that pass. Batista finally got to it to hold on to possession for the Hounds. Batista, I guess, thought maybe Saramago would go for a run there. That was not coming, so that's easily picked up by Harris. See Eric Ronning, what a career he has had at Colgate. 13th year as the head coach of the Raiders, 111, 98, and 43. Twice the Patriot League Coach of the Year, 4 Patriot League championships. It has been a remarkable run. We mentioned they're the defending champions. This ball come all the way back to Sam Carter. Carter to Vosvik. Vosvik has that pop up on him. Gets out over the near sideline, throwing coming. 4 titles, including in 2007, 2008, Jamie, they did go back-to-back. So he's done it before. He has the experience of having gone back-to-back. That's what they're looking to do by winning tonight. Steve Nichols, 4th year as the head coach at Loyola, in the semifinals for a 2nd consecutive season here at his alma mater. Returned to Loyola after spending a tremendous career as a prep coach locally in the Baltimore area at the McDonough School. Came back to where he played and is looking to take Loyola back to the NCAA tournament for the first time in 3 decades, Jamie.
Yeah, you know, real quick about Coach Ronning, one of the differences between the 2 squads is this culture of winning that you just mentioned via all those stats. So that is what they have to their advantage, Glenn, is that they can rely on that culture of winning, where Loyola doesn't quite have that yet, going winless 2 years ago in the Patriot League to 7-2-1 this year, and they're establishing that winning culture here.
Yeah, 7-2-0 in Patriot League play this year, 11-5-1 overall on the season for the Hounds, including a remarkable 7-1 right here at Ridley Athletic Complex. Colgate 8-10-1 for the season, 4-4-1 in Patriot League play. They've been just 3-7 away from New York this season, Jamie. So Greyhounds certainly hoping that trends continue. Boy, that could have been very interesting as that was deflected backwards, but Carter able to go back and get it for the Hounds. But you see a little bit more high ball pressure coming from the Raiders.
Loyola does well in handling high pressure, Glenn. They have great ball skills at their feet. They're ready for that.
Sharifi to midfield. He had 3 defenders all over him. That'll be flipped forward to Sam Brown. Brown with some space on the near flank. Now he lays it back in the middle of the pitch. Sharifi dancing out of the way. That was certainly fancy. The crowd liked it. Morgan Lucy will give it right back to him. Sharifi trying to split the 2 defenders. He gets fouled outside of the box, but just outside of the box. Where are they going to place it? It'll be mere feet outside of the box, Jamie. We'll watch it one more time. Sharifi somehow earns the foul on Morrison just by jumping into him.
A little bit of acting there, but Morrison got just enough a piece of him to call that foul. Give Sharifi credit there. Dangerous position, Glenn.
Oliver Harris was over there defending against Sharifi as well. He didn't have much of anywhere to go. Jamie, what do you do? This is a wild angle for a free kick.
It is. You have me guessing with Carlson, he can go right on goal, or he could do an in-swinger, which kind of looks at that approach, looks like he will.
Carlson will indeed send that one towards the far post, headed up in the air and out. And Loyola thinks it should be a corner, but that's not going to be the case. It will be a goal kick.
That's what I mean by when you play that ball to that far post, you're supposed to head it back to where it came from to have an opportunity on frame. But when it doesn't, you're done. You don't have any opportunities. So look for them to play near post next time.
We are at the midway point of this first half. Loyola on top 1-0. Mickey Watson headed home. A corner kick service from Gabe Carlson back in the 5th minute to put Loyola on top 1-0. This is the Patriot League Network on Stadium. Glenn Clark, Jamie Watson, the former UMBC head coach, UMass standout, with you from Ridley Athletic Complex in Baltimore. Morrison knocks that one down. Now back in the middle of the pitch, Harris. Right back to Morrison. Morrison trying to work a give and go with Harris. The ball will be popped up. Opportunity, and that'll be headed down very nicely by Mickey Watson. That allows Vosvik to come over and get it, and now he'll be able to pick it up. And boy, Vosvik, you wonder if sometimes we see a really emotional guy in Chase Vosvik all season long. As that ball will be sent downfield. Folole can't get to it. But opportunity here for Saramago, turning towards the end line, and he's going to earn another corner for the Greyhounds.
You almost have to double team Saramago. He's that good. You know, if he's not creating dangerous positions, he's getting goal kicks.
And boy, there wasn't a lot to
kicks.
work with there for Saramago, but he figured out a way to turn it into a positive play.
And that's what makes him a special player.
Clock will be stopped here, 23:53, as Carlson, apparently the official's not thrilled with his leisurely jog up towards this corner. Mark Gorak is the official in charge of the action. Dan Marlowe, Jeffrey Gontarek are the assistants. Take a look at Jacob Harris. Allowed one corner kick in, this one to the near post and headed away easily. Sharifi was able to knock it down. Now Lucy will push it back forward into the box. Cleared away in there by Ralphtes. Loyola will get it back, but actually give it away just as quickly. Morrison on top of it. Morrison towards the middle of the pitch. Now he'll try to swing it to the top side. It's knocked down by Brown, but held on to by the Raiders. So we'll get another opportunity to push forward, back heel. My broadcast partner, Jamie Watson, not a big fan of the back heel passes. Don't imagine you like that one anymore.
Well, did it result in a lack of possession for Colgate? It did. So, yeah, I mean, I don't mind it when you maintain possession, but more often than not, Glenn, it's a loser proposition.
Vosovic comes over and gets that one on the bounce. Remains a 1-0 Loyola game as Vosovic will deliver it. But we see some of the things that Vosovic does, like waiting till the last possible second, forcing these forwards to come over and have him pick up the ball, and you wonder if that sort of gets into the minds and bugs some forwards a little bit, because we regularly see jawing between Vosovic and players. He's an emotional guy. We talked about that with Coach Steve Nichols the other day, and sort of admitted, look, he's a little immature as a freshman. Yeah, we see some of that. We've seen him be carded this season, Jamie. There's a lot of that with Chase Vosovic. Super talented, but some of those things that maybe sometimes just a little too emotional.
Yeah, but on the flip side, what I liked what Coach Nichols said was he's a physical guy, and the Patriot League is a physical league.
No doubt.
And that really serves Chase well between the pipes.
Come down near side to Lucy. Sharifi. Batista can't find it at midfield. It's taken back by Chase Pagani. Now from the top side. Going to work. The Raiders, possessions have been few and far between. Stroud lays it back. Colgate trying to set something up here from around midfield. They're taking their time, valuing possession as they have not had a ton of it in the first half. That one's deflected. Greyhounds will get it back with a throw along the far sideline. What is Colgate not doing enough of, Jamie, to this point in the game? What do they need to do more of in order to get some chances on the offensive side?
You know, they need to get the ball into the attacking third a little bit sooner, perhaps more direct play. They're having difficulty matriculating, as we like to say, through feet.
From the far sideline, that somehow stays on that sideline. I have no idea how. It's served in. Sharifi trying to help to get it out. Stroud out there battling for it. Carlson comes up with it. No fouls. Carlson plays it too far down the field, however, so he'll give it right back to the Raiders. Winner of this one takes on the winner of Boston University and Holy Cross. Our second semifinal coming up later on tonight in Sunday's championship game right here at Ridley Athletic Complex. First time Loyola has ever hosted the Patriot League Championships. Of course, they've only been in the league for 4 years. And this is going to be an opportunity from the far flank. Nice move, and the shot is going to be knocked down. Sam Carter took the brunt of that one. Ooh, don't know if that was off the face, but Sam Carter is in a world of pain. It'll be a corner kick, the first of the match for the Raiders. Stroud will go over to take it. Carter remains down. Boy, he took direct contact off that shot from Stroud.
Yeah, which, as you see, watch, look at the power that Jared Stroud steps into this one, that left foot, boom.
Oh, yeah.
And that's Mickey Watson there who takes it.
Oh, is Watson, not Carter?
Yeah, it's Watson,
okay, you're right. Sorry.
Who had an earlier orbital issue around the eye. So, you know, I think Mickey is cautious when, I don't know if he knows the definition of that word, but I think he goes so hard at everything.
Well, we have an opportunity here. Let's take a look at the stats for these two teams, our tale of the tape for these two teams coming into tonight's game. See, Colgate actually had scored a couple more goals for the season than Loyola, 29-27, averaging 1.58 goals per game this year. The Hounds just 1.18. Of course, there was a stretch in there where Loyola was extremely depleted that impacted that. That's the story, 254-179 advantage in the shots department for the Raiders this season as well. Mickey Watson is back up. Jamie, you mentioned that orbital injury early in the season, and one of the issues that he dealt with, he was actually wearing a face mask for a little while. We have not seen him wear that in recent weeks.
No, of course. You want to try to get that off as quickly as the docs will let you. But Jared Stroud about to take this set piece, and this was one of the
corner
keys.
Kick coming.
One of the keys
corner
to our
kick
game.
Coming for the Raiders. Jared Stroud will take it. Stroud, 9 assists on the season. He'll send this one on to the near post, and it'll be cleared off the end line. Mickey Watson did depart. T.J. Walker came onto the pitch to replace him. Walker, the freshman, listed at just 5'3", from Huntingtown, Maryland. That ball bounces backwards. Loyola having a lot of trouble clearing right now. Right now the battle for the ball continues. Sam Brown does a nice job of shepherding that ball over the far sideline for a Loyola throw.
Yeah, T.J. Walker will fill in the middle, Glenn, and Batista will come back on the back line where he's very familiar and has experience back there until Mickey Watson gets back in this game, which...
Not going to take very long.
Yeah, here he comes.
So Watson right back in. Walker will depart. So Watson, that's the good news. Watson okay after taking that ball to the face. Was down for a little while off the Stroud shot, but he is back up, and he is all right. Colgate has gotten more pressure in recent minutes after Loyola had really dominated the first 20-plus minutes of this game. Colgate trying to swing momentum back towards their side as they trail 1-0. We're into the 30th minute. Carl Brown down to Morrison along the near sideline. Morrison chips it towards the corner. Not able to get there was DeLeo. Now Carter able to get it forward to Fawole. Fawole's got all sorts of speed. You know he wants to go for a run. There was nothing there, so he'll slow it down and allow Loyola to regroup. This Greyhounds team, Steve Nichols in his 4th season, had to strip it down to build it back up when he arrived. Brought in a nationally ranked top 20 recruiting class 2 seasons ago, led by Brian Saramago and Barry Sharifi. And what a difference it has made for this program. Just 2 short years. Win their first Patriot League regular season title. They have the early 1-0 advantage here against Colgate in the semifinals as they try to punch their ticket for Championship Sunday. Jamie, there is a little bit of a breeze tonight. It doesn't appear to be significant. Right now, that breeze is going with the Hounds.
What I think is significant is the 36 degrees I see on my phone. So it's chilly out there, Glenn.
No doubt about that. The ball he played towards the corner, but too far out in front. Was it deflected? No. It'll go out for a goal kick.
I don't think they're feeling any of the elements.
Yeah, when you're running as much as you have to in
True,
soccer, I imagine at some point you have no idea what the weather is. We get a good look at Mickey Watson back out on the pitch after taking that ball off the face from Jared Stroud just a couple of minutes ago. So far, that's the only substitution that we've seen is when Watson had to come out. T.J. Walker getting in for a couple minutes, but it looks like Loyola's getting ready to make another change here coming up shortly. Fawole will head that one forward. Comes right back. Battling for it. Not able to find it was Janssen. Janssen, the big Swede. Again, Vosvik waits until the last possible second. You see Colgate getting used to that. Now knowing that's what Vosvik's going to do with his team ahead 1-0 is let that clock tick. And so they got to get on top of him as soon as the ball comes in his direction. They can't just count on him to pick it up. Janssen, 6'4", 200 pounds. Big target. And no, that one's taken away. It's going to be a one-on-one opportunity. Coming to the near side, Vosvik lays out, and he's able to come up with the ball. Oh, what a play by Chase Vosvik. He did not blink. We wondered how the freshman would respond in this situation. And absolutely no panic as Jared Stroud was bearing down on top of him.
That touch right there just killed Jared. Too far in front of him, and Vosvik pounces on it. But you can see how dangerous.
You think Stroud should have pulled a shot before that?
I do. But that's hindsight's always 20/20. But Jared Stroud, you see how dangerous he is as a player, not just a playmaker.
Chase Vosvik, outstanding effort. That doesn't go down as a save, but that's in many ways better than any save he might make tonight. Tremendous, tremendous effort from Vosvik there. Stroud had the golden one-on-one opportunity to try to equalize. Ball would chip towards the box, nobody there, so we picked up on a bounce by Harris. And boy, you see that speed and that technical ability from Jared Stroud when he has the ball. He is a special, special player, Jamie.
Yeah, and he was having his way over there. Is that Jake Campbell? Yeah, he needs to be careful. Opportunity here, Glenn.
Absolutely. This one will be crossed in. Nobody home at the near post. And so that'll go out. It was Nico Brown who checked in. He replaced Matt Batista for the Hounds. Nico Brown, the sophomore from Elkridge, Maryland, by way of McDonough School, the former home of one Steve Nichols.
First time we've seen him. He did not play in the last game.
Yep.
The speed that Loyola possesses, Glenn, on the far side with Brown, near side with Fawole, you have to think they're going to start exposing those flanks.
Harris plays that one back out towards midfield, kicking the ball into whatever breeze does exist, and it's slight. You can see the flags moving a little bit. Does not appear to be significant, however. Lucy loses that one out over the near sideline, so it'll be a throw-in for the Raiders. It feels right now, Jamie, like the Raiders are building towards something.
I would agree. They know the process. Coach Eric Ronning said, we know who we are. Game 20, we know who we are. We're going to do what we do.
Mentioned that they have played 2 more games this season than Loyola has. Of course, one of those being the quarterfinal the other night. How much of an advantage do you think, and when might it become an advantage, as that one goes out off of Fawole, that indeed Colgate just played a game on Tuesday night 3 days ago, while Loyola has had 6 days off since they last played?
You know, that's a good question, Glenn. And the game Colgate played in and won was a tight 1-0 game, as we see right now. And in the adverse elements, it was cold and wet and rainy, and they excelled. They were prepared for those elements. So we shall see how they respond here, being down 1-0.
Throwing for Carl Brown, gets it forward to Janssen. Janssen able to get around Lucy. And delayed call, I guess a pull on the arm was the call against Morgan Lucy. So it'll be a free kick coming for the Raiders. Uwe Omaragbe into the match, replacing DeLeo. Stroud to take this free kick. He delivers it right towards the middle. It's headed away. Back on top of it is Pagani. Pagani chips it forward. Hounds the chance to clear. Maybe a chance for a counter here. A lot of space to work with for Nico Brown. Was not able to beat his defender, however. It's just a great recovery effort from Colgate to get that ball back. Under 10 minutes to play here in the first half. Every time Loyola gets a little bit of space, you wonder what might be in store, because they have just such remarkable speed, track speed. Obviously wasn't meant to be that last possession. They are very capable of going to work in those situations. Carter, near sideline, push forward. Fawole couldn't hold on to it. Loose ball in the middle of the field. Colgate will pick it up. Legion continues to move it towards the top side of the pitch. Now go out off of Colgate. thought I might have gone on with Campbell, but it's Loyola ball. Carlson ahead to Sam Brown. Brown will get it right back to him. Carlson was Fawole onside. Didn't see a flag up. Doesn't matter as the ball didn't get through.
Yeah, Glenn, I don't really think that those balls over the top are going to work against this back line.
Yeah, you have a player of the caliber of Arm Legion back there.
At 6'5", he's going to win most of the aerial battles. In fact, in the quarterfinal game, Bucknell did a number of short corners. Very rarely did they go after the height of Colgate on their set pieces, which surprised me.
Colgate trying to get the ball back to the other side of the pitch right now, trailing 1-0. This is the first of 2 semifinals here on the Patriot League Network on Stadium. No foul call. Sam Brown lays it right back to Campbell. Fawole was putting his arm up, trying to tell Campbell to target him instead. He tried to bring it closer to the sideline. Saramago not able to get there. Colgate gets it right back. Right now, Loyola out shooting the Raiders 5-1.
You got to think they like that matchup over there, Stroud versus Campbell. Don't you think, Glenn?
I would think that you would absolutely be targeting that every time, and we've seen already some opportunities for Stroud that have built. Brown pops that one up. Nico Brown can't hold on to it. It's the Brown and Brown connection over on the far sideline. Sam and Nico. Nico Brown, the sophomore. Sam Brown, the freshman. This ball come all the way back through. Ooh, misplayed initially by Harris, and that was very close to being a nightmare scenario for the Raiders. Situation where he could not pick that ball up. Instead of coming out and greeting it, he kept allowing the ball to bounce towards him, and he had one of the better goal scorers bearing down on him. All he needed was to just get a touch on the ball, and it'd be a 2-0 game. Instead, the other way, it's going to be a foul over along the far sideline. Stroud's not happy about something.
Just got fouled.
He got the call, though.
Yeah, I know. I think he feels like he's being targeted, so he's letting the official know, please keep an eye on me.
Be a free kick. They're going to move it a little bit closer to the sideline. Stroud had it up, oh, I don't know, 8 or 9 feet closer to the middle of the pitch. Now he'll have to take it from essentially right on the sideline. Clock stops, 39-20. Ahead of the free kick. Loyola trying to protect this 1-0 lead, playing on their home turf here at Ridley Athletic Complex. Quite the crowd that has come in for the first 2 semifinals. 5 o'clock kickoff for the first game, so folks getting over here to Ridley as soon as they get off work, try to support the Hounds. Stroud puts his right foot in this one, delivers it to the edge of the box. No whistle. Ball's loose, and he picked up. Opportunity for Loyola. Played forward, but played too far out in front by Saramago. I think he was trying to target Sharifi. There was just nobody home where he delivered the ball to. That one forward, Omar Agbe. Down to Morrison. Morrison plays it back to Carl Brown. Now Pagani. Colgate gets it back. Will try to push forward as we enter, Jamie, the final 5 minutes of the first half. Saw an active first 5 as Sam Brown gets it back for Loyola. Could there be more to come here in these final 5? Coming up at the half, we'll head back to the Patriot League Network studios. Have a great piece coming about Mickey Watson, the goal scorer here in the first half, that Morgan Uber has been working on this week. We'll have highlights and stats in the first half as well. That's all coming up at halftime here on the Patriot League Network on Stadium. Lucy whiffs, and so Morrison will have an opportunity to slide it in the middle. Janssen battling for it, comes away with it, shot, knocks down Mickey Watson. He's able to get back on his feet this time. Colgate holds on to the ball, under 4 minutes to play in the first half. They'll slow it down. Colgate trying to equalize. What that would do for this team to get a last-minute goal here and go into the intermission in a 1-1 game. Sam Carter, great move. Couple of nice moves. Manipulating a soccer ball like a magician. And now the Greyhounds will try to push forward as we approach 3 minutes to play. Carlson. Campbell. Right back to Carlson. Now Sharifi in the middle of the pitch. He's going to work near sideline. Morgan Lucy who pushes up. Good move by Sharifi, but no space as he tries to get there. Carlson back to Carter. Loyola very patient right now, Jamie.
Very much mimicking what Colgate was just doing, aren't they? Being patient, confident with the ball at their feet, switching fields.
That'll go out over the far sideline as Campbell came up to help. With 2.5 minutes to play in the first half, we'll see TJ Walker get back on the pitch. He replaces Sam Brown. Closing seconds of the first half. Greyhounds give it away pretty quickly. So Colgate will get one more opportunity to try to put something together. First half that in the early going was really dominated by the Greyhounds. Since that time, Colgate has played things a little bit more evenly. They had one great chance at scoring that was thwarted by Chase Vosvik. It wasn't a save. It was a play in which Stroud had a one-on-one opportunity starting at about, say, 15 yards out, Jamie, and just decided to come down near side to try to go around Chase Vosvik instead of just pulling the trigger on a shot. And Vosvik was able to pounce on the ball, keep it a 1-0 game.
The play of the game, Glenn, really, other than the Loyola goal.
Stroud again. Slips it out wide. Chance for the Raiders here. Approaching a minute to play. Ball crossed in on the turf. Knocked down by Mickey Watson. Slips back over the far sideline for a Colgate throw.
The little things. Tremendous job by Jake Campbell to not let that go over the end line, but rather over the sideline for a throw-in.
Instead of a corner kick, it comes just a throw. Under a minute to play in the first half. Colgate going to go with another long throw. Into the box. Knocked away. Can Loyola get a counter here before the end of the half? Not able to hold on to it. TJ Walker tried to slide forward in order to protect possession. No luck. That ball headed forward, knocked away. Ooh, a whiff there. Recovering, regrouping. Fawole not able to get to the ball. That will go out, however, over the near sideline. It'll be a Loyola throw.
Did you see, I believe that was Aram.
Oh, Legion, yeah,
Legion that came in and got up at 6'5" and headed that ball back into danger. There's his advantage and why he's number one in points scoring for this Colgate squad.
9, 8,
That'll be how the first half comes to a close. Loyola, 5 minutes in. Corner kick from Gabe Carlson turns into a Mickey Watson goal. There was plenty of nifty footwork in the first half, but no more scores. And 45 minutes in, it's Loyola 1, Colgate 0. We'll be back with the halftime show next. This is the Patriot League Network on Stadium. Loyola on top of Colgate 1-0 as we get ready for half number 2. Jamie Watson, what do these two teams need to do in order to either keep this going this way or change things? We'll start with the team that's ahead, the Greyhounds.
Loyola needs to keep doing more of what they're doing, and that's dominating possession and dominating shots and keep defending as well as they are. That .38 goals against in Patriot League play stands out to me. If they can keep that kind of dominance defensively, Glenn, they will walk out of here into their very first championship game.
And what can Colgate do to change things in the second half?
Well, it's not going to be easy because RMU Legion is standing back there at 6'5" in that back line. They have their 2 center backs that are very formidable for Coach Ronning. So, but remember, Colgate's got to get on the board here, Glenn.
No doubt about that. They trail 1-0. The two teams switch sides here for half number 2. Loyola going from right to left, Colgate from left to right, and maybe an opportunity very quickly. Saramago slips it, looking for Fawole in the box. Not able to get on top of that. That'll instead be a throw-in along the near sideline. Loyola trying to go to work right out of the locker room, Jamie. You always talk about the first 5 and the last 5. It certainly came to fruition in the first half, and an opportunity for the Hounds to try to do it again here in half number 2. Campbell to Carlson. Carlson, a couple of fakes. Now he swings it towards the far post. However, that will be taken out of the air by Harris. Over there was Fawole. He ended up on the turf, but didn't see anything that looked like it would be a foul call there, Jamie.
No, not at all.
Colgate, knowing they've got to score at least once or their season will end. And it will be Loyola who would, if this score holds up, advance to Sunday's championship game to face the winner of our second semifinal, Boston University and Holy Cross. That's coming up next. After the conclusion of this one, short break, and we'll be back with you for that here on the Patriot League Network on Stadium. She's Jamie Watson. I'm Glenn Clark. We're so happy to be with you throughout the course of the weekend here at Ridley Athletic Complex. The Legion settles that one. Sends it to the other side. Clark moves it up top. That one will go out over the far sideline. Throw-in coming for the Hounds. It's a Colgate team that has had their backs against the wall for the last couple of weeks, Jamie, and has responded every time, knowing they've needed 3 points. Their last 3 games, they've delivered in all 3. They've been here before, dating back to last year's Patriot League tournament. So many of these players, it is a veteran group for the most part, that were a part of that run. You got to imagine with this free kick coming up for Loyola, they're not flustered right now. They're not panicked in this situation.
I get that sense very much, Glenn. You are right on it. Well said. It's like the tone of your voice matches the tone of how Colgate feels right now. They are not panicked. There's plenty of time ahead.
It's business as usual right now. As Carlson will step into this one, delivers it to the near post. It's headed away. Keep it in. He'll swing it right back into the box. Harris came out off his line. Wasn't able to get to it. Fawole trying to find it, not able to come up with it. That'll go out again near the midfield at the far sideline.
Jacob Harris came off his line quite a bit, didn't he there?
Yes, he did.
You wonder which goalkeeper, a freshman for Loyola, sophomore for Colgate, who will make the mistake or not?
And so far, there was not much that Harris could do better. I mean, that was a really well-played corner kick by the Greyhounds.
Couldn't agree more.
I don't think that one's on Harris. That ball towards Sam Brown, not able to get to it. Comes out towards the corner. Was it kept in? Apparently it was. Nice job by Carter to get on top of that one to keep it in. Allow Loyola to try to get back into their offense. Fawole settles it along the far sideline, spins away. 3 or 4 fakes now towards the end line, but too far out in front, so that'll be a goal kick.
Very disciplined defending over there, isn't it?
This is what we're talking about with just a team that is not going to be panicked, not going to be flustered. And Troy Mupen, a senior on this roster, someone who was a part of the Patriot League Championship roster a year ago. He's not going to lose his cool in these big spots. Free kick taken quickly by the Hounds. We're in the 50th minute. Loyola on top 1-0. And this game has the feel of if Loyola could get a second, it could really be backbreaking. Colgate has done such a good job of changing the momentum of this game, as that one will be headed away by Carter. Now Loyola still has to clear it. Great settled defending. Still have to get it out of there, however. Not going to be able to do so. Raiders will get back on top of it. Nope, delayed whistle. Free kick belongs to Loyola.
The field mic, I don't know if you heard it, but it picked up Coach Ronning saying, tempo, tempo. So you can tell one of his keys to the second half is maintaining the tempo and their process, Glenn, which is a slow sort of build-up and then perhaps a counterattack, but no panic for sure.
Vosvik will take this free kick himself. Sends it all the way downfield. Be cleared away. Greyhounds trying to keep it in over along the far sideline. Lucy not able to come up with it, and so the Raiders get back on top of the ball. That'll be punched back towards the goal. Loyola playing high pressure right now.
Indeed, in the middle of the field.
Janssen has it knocked away. I think he wanted a call. Sam Brown came away with it. Batista. Carlson back to Batista. Ooh, nice fake from Batista there. Carlson gets it ahead to Sam Brown. Brown nearly gives it away. That'll come down near sideline. Saramago, he's got Campbell running up behind him. Now Saramago darts in the middle of the field. Ooh, he was thinking shot all along. And boy, held up in the box. Not able to get a strike on that one was Barry Sharifi. That deflected right towards Sharifi, and I thought he was going to chance to really get something on that one. Jamie wasn't meant to be.
No, Brian Saramago sees him, the deflection, and he's busy trying to hold off number 17, but in the process misses the deflection.
Before Saramago hit that ball, Jamie, I thought he was going to go on goal with that one.
I think he was. It got deflected.
Nearly ended up being a fantastic pass to Sharifi. Just misses. Remains 1-0. 7 minutes gone by here in the second half. Colgate needing to equalize, try to keep their season alive. Carter able to take that one away. Carter had some space out in front. Now Carter wants to go towards Fawole. A little bit too much.
That ball needs to be played wider, Glenn, for Josh Fawole.
Carter not afraid to get in there and mix things up.
If you keep it outside the penalty box, then obviously the goalkeeper can't pick it up, and he'll probably stay away from it. Stay wide.
Loyola holds on to this one. Carlson, middle of the pitch. Carlson into Brown. Brown with that one touch. He had Saramago. Saramago couldn't hold on to it. This one sneaks out over the near sideline.
That hustle from Saramago, you'd love to see that out of a forward coming all the way back. He knew he lost possession, and he worked hard to get back and create possession for Loyola.
Sam Brown's got 3 maroon shirts right on top of him, not able to hold on to the ball at the near sideline. Had to feel like he was in one of those escape rooms right there. How do I get out?
Quality defending by Colgate.
As they get it back. They call those things breakout rooms, whatever they call those things that everybody's been going. I've never done one of those things. Sam Brown wasn't able to break out that time, and now Colgate trying to turn it into something the other way, but Sam Carter's right there. He wants that to get over the end line. Boy, that is an awful lot of effort to get that ball to the end line. Sam Carter twice had to reset his defending and his rebounding position there. Is bearing down on top of him in that situation was Uwe Omaragbe.
It's one of the calculations you make as a defender, trying to hold off or obstruct so the ball goes over the end line.
Obviously the huge advantage being that your goalie can deliver it instead of you having to turn and try to make a play. Now another opportunity for Colgate, and delayed foul. Delayed foul as Janssen was trying to get moving forward. He was taken down. Free kick coming for the Raiders. They wanted to take it quickly. Sam Brown stood right in front. And yeah, I guess it was the call wasn't against Carlson. The call was back there against Watson for the grab.
Correct.
See, that's where the position is for the free kick. Opportunity here for the Raiders to try to even things up. Serve in the middle of the pitch, knocked away. Brown trying to go back and get it. Stroud, and that's taken away, and here's a chance. Some speed on display right now for the Hounds. It's 3-on-3. A lot of moves from Fawole. He finally decides to take the shot. He had nothing on it to try to get that to the far post.
Yeah, Brian Saramago was wide, asking for the ball.
It felt like maybe Fawole perhaps ran out of gas there, Jamie.
You might be right, Glenn. It was quite the run for him.
And he had thrown in about 4 or 5 jab steps to try to get the defender to bite. Wasn't able to do it. Ultimately, Colgate gets it back. Troy Mupen slips it forward to Stroud. Stroud turns it back towards midfield. And keeps it on the turf. Harris will switch sides of the pitch. Try to go to work from the top side. Brown over there defending for Loyola. Sam Brown, that is. We saw Nico Brown get in the first half. Swing comes all the way back. Legion, too far out in front, allows Carlson to intercept it. Ooh, Fawole tried to push it forward to Saramago to get something going the other way, but too far out in front of him. This one's going to sail all the way into the box. And this is Chase Vosvik style, and he knew that ball was going to keep bouncing, and he's going to settle it and wait. Yep, now he'll pick it up.
The errant Fawole pass, Glenn, to your point, he's probably gassed, and so when you're fatigued, you don't make the quality passes that you can otherwise.
We saw just 2 reserves enter the match for the Greyhounds in the first half. The aforementioned Nico Brown and T.J. Walker, the only players we saw come in half number 1. Tends to be the way things go when you get to this point of the season, Jamie, is you really tighten that bench, don't you?
Absolutely.
Fawole now from the near side. Stalking the box. Has to find the ball again. Gives it back to Campbell. Kept in by Mickey Watson. Carlson, however, is going to run out of real estate. Luckily, right there was Jake Campbell. And he'll continue the possession. Batista to Fawole, near flank. Right back to Batista. Now it's Carlson from the middle of the pitch. Carlson's got a lot of space. Finally has that taken away from him. Carter steps through a defender. Now ahead to Lucy. Lucy back in the middle of the pitch. Carlson flips it forward. Sharifi goes 5-hole. Sam Brown not able to hold on to it. It's cleared out. Campbell stops it. Swings it up to Lucy at the top side. Possession continues to the Greyhounds. Carlson forward to Brown. Again, that one's taken away. Loyola's got to regroup. Carter. Batista has that one go off his head the wrong way. Carter trying to keep it in for the Hounds. Sam Brown, now it's flipped forward, and Loyola's got another chance here. Carlson turns it back towards midfield. Now he leaves it down to the near side. Campbell loses it. Finds the ball again. Turns up, gets around Stroud. Campbell exerted a lot of energy, and now he's absolutely taken down and tackled by Stroud. And I think Stroud was just trying to find his footing, couldn't do it, and looking for a way to keep his balance. Instead, he found Campbell. Campbell, who had lost the ball, I think ends up being the beneficiary there, although it was painful.
See here, there's the foul.
Yeah, pretty obvious call. Campbell ends up being driven into the turf. So free kick coming for Loyola here in the 59th minute, Jamie.
Been so impressed with Jared Stroud, Glenn. Senior, last game, perhaps.
We're trying to make it so that it isn't.
I know, he's given it everything he has.
Sharifi and Carlson over there. It'll be Carlson. Tucks it right in the middle, headed forward, but saved by Harris. Oh, what a play as Sam Carter this time was in the mix. Saramago was the one who got his head on it. We'll watch it one more time. This one closer to earth. And yeah, it was indeed Saramago. Headed it forward, but right to Harris.
Beautiful service, beautiful set piece.
Now Sam Brown slips it back to Carlson. Carlson has 2 maroon shirts collapse on him, however, and now Ooh, Colgate briefly had an opportunity for a counter. Instead, it's taken right back by the Hounds. Campbell serves it in towards Fawole. Fawole taken down, no whistle. You wonder if that wasn't in the box, if there would have been a whistle there, but hard to call a PK in a situation like that. Stroud settles. We've passed 60 minutes. Loyola still on top, 1-0. Glenn Clark, Jamie Watson with you. This is the Patriot League Network on Stadium. Semi-final day here at Ridley Athletic Complex. Foul called there. Didn't think there was a lot on that Sharifi. I guess they'll call it a grab. Clock will stop for this free kick at the 60-minute, 22-second mark. It is semifinal Friday. First of two here at Ridley Athletic Complex. After this one is over, we'll have Boston University and Holy Cross. The two winners today meet Sunday afternoon for the Patriot League Championship and a trip to the NCAA tournament.
Barry Sharifi carded there, Glenn.
Gets hit with the yellow. Does Sharifi. He gets booked here in the 61st minute. You'll assume Stroud. No, Stroud is not on the ball this time. That's different.
I believe this is Aram. I think he usually takes the ones out high.
Legion drives that one towards the goal and just over the top bar.
And you can see why.
Yeah, he's
plenty
got
of power.
Plenty of power on that foot. Ooh. There was smoke coming off of that one. Just not quite on target and remains 1-0. Goal kick coming for Chase Vosvik. That was just the third shot of the match for the Raiders. This is an interesting stat as we were perusing things this week. Colgate has 6 players on the season that have taken 20 or more shots, twice as many as any other team playing in the semifinals. That one will slip forward, getting through and getting on top of it, and putting Loyola on top, 2-0. Josh Fawole delivers for the Hounds. Fawole, that speed that we've been talking about so much in recent weeks, Jamie.
One of my keys to the game, Glenn, was Josh Fawole. How are you going to stop that speed? You can't teach it. Colgate's done such a great job on him most of the game, but he breaks through there for that 2-0 lead.
A potentially back-breaking goal for the Hounds. Here in the 62nd minute, Josh Fawole from Sam Brown.
What a beautiful
Loyola.
pass from Sam Brown.
No doubt about it, Jamie. 2-0, Fawole's 5th goal of the season. He now has 14 points. For Sam Brown, his 2nd assist. He now has 6 points on the year, and Loyola has a 2-goal advantage here in the 62nd minute. And now, if you're Colgate, we talked about how composed they were and how they weren't going to be flustered. Now, Jamie, you kind of have no other choice but to be a little bit in the panic mode. You kind of have to take some chances now.
I think we'll see Aram Legion heading forward. He leads his team in points, getting his head on the goal with that 6'5" frame of his.
Stroud, that one too far out in front. It's going to sneak over the end line. Goal kick coming up for Loyola. We'll take a look from a different angle at this goal. And Sam Brown just with a spectacular ball to the box. And Josh Fawole cuts it off. First touch. Delivers. His body was going one way. And so you would think, if you're Harris, that's the way he's going to go with the shot. But just that nifty touch to the far post.
There's been so much attention to given, and rightly so, to Sharifi, Saramago, Carlson. Josh Fawole, you and I have talked about this before. Hey, what about me, guys?
Yeah, no question.
You know, and he has, these last 3 or 4 games, Glenn, he has stepped up.
He's been spectacular. 2nd team All-Patriot League performer this season. And he puts his team on top 2-0. Loyola not done. They cannot just afford to sit back and comfortably wait, as that ball's going to sneak all the way through to Vosvik. He'll be able to get it in the box.
Because one of Loyola's weaknesses in this year has been they've let teams back into contests. So we'll see. Coach Nichols has kept starters on in 2-0 games just to teach them how to finish. Let's see if they can do it.
And with the season at stake, You would assume, as much as it might feel nice to get some players in and have some fresh legs for a championship game on Sunday, Jamie, 2-0 game, nobody's coming off. There is a lot more work to do to finish this one.
There really is, Glenn, especially with Coach Eric Ronning over there. 11 out of 13 tournaments in his 13 years. He has been very impressive.
It was a 3-1 final in the semifinals a year ago. Colgate knocking out Loyola. Loyola trying to return the favor. Multi-goal lead right now, 2-0, but still the better part of 27 minutes to play in this one for Colgate to try to go to work.
You can see 3 backs for Colgate now. They're sending an extra man forward.
And Jamie, what are the benefits and risks of that decision?
Well, it leaves them open to a counterattack, but it gives them opportunities to put points on the board, which they absolutely need right now.
Legion swings it out the far flank, driving into the box. That shot will be deflected by Carter, but it'll go out for a corner kick. Just the second.
They look very casual in there, Glenn. Defending, Loyola does. A little too casual.
This may be a situation where you just don't want to give up something big, where you don't want to go make too aggressive of a play, as this will be a quick corner. Served in front, Vosvik saw it the entire way.
Definitely, Glenn. This is what Coach Nichols has been preaching to these guys. They have to learn how to finish, and it doesn't matter that you're up 2-0. The quality opponent here, Colgate, can change that in a heartbeat.
Vosvik having a bit of a conversation. Wasn't happy with how Stroud was lingering right in front of him as he was trying to deliver that ball out. And this is the stuff that we talked about with Chase Vosvik. Carlson will push it forward for Loyola. Let me make sure I reiterate as we talk about Chase Vosvik. He is really good. I mean, he has had an unbelievable season. And for a lot of players, being emotional is what drives them to being really good. That they wouldn't be as good if they weren't quite so emotional. And I don't know if that's the case. We haven't talked specifically to Chase about that, but you get the sense that he might be that type of player. Goalkeepers are a different animal, Jamie. They're a different breed.
You just stole my thunder there. I was just about to head into that direction. They are a little bit crazy to begin with.
They kind of have to be.
Yeah.
You're hanging out back there by yourself for so much of the match. Colgate trying to clear. Carter, nice play. Gets that one back the other way. The Hounds certainly don't need to force the issue right now, but boy, a third, what that would do is they will make a change here in minute number 66. Checking in for the first time tonight will be Xander Sailing for the Hounds. Sailing, the junior midfielder from Maplewood, New Jersey, by way of Seton Hall Prep, has 1 point on the season. He enters replacing Brian Saramago in the 67th minute.
Just an opportunity to get Saramago a blow. Possibly Coach Nichols could be thinking about Sunday for Brian, who
has dealt with injuries this season. Missed a good portion of the non-conference schedule. These two teams got together earlier on in the year, and it's almost like a different Loyola team, even though they won that game 2-1. That one crossed in on the turf, but knocked down. A chance to clear it. Harris, however, gives it right back. Now Carlson coming down towards the near side, finds Sam Brown. Brown right back to Carlson. Carlson had a lot of space, chips it in. Not able to find Fuole that time.
I don't like that approach at all. It's just those guys are too good on that back line, and they're too tall, too big.
So what should have Carlson done in that situation?
Well, remember how Fuole scored on the last goal? It was a driven ball on the ground by Sam Brown.
So that's how you beat him?
Yep.
Is there any argument that given his spot on the field there, Carlson should have pulled the trigger on a shot?
Well, Gabe doesn't have any goals on the season. Is he capable? Sure. But yeah, I would not have been upset if he had taken a shot there. But remember, 2-0 lead. You want to maintain possession here.
Carter with great recovery after the ball came off his head backwards. Now he'll be called for the foul. Quick free kick taken by Colgate as they want to force the issue. Stroud trying to find some space. He's got to get the ball first. He's working on Campbell. Trying to earn a foul call. Does not get it. Goal kick. Stroud never turned that ball back inside to get the contact off of Campbell. And so it goes out off of him.
Just quality individual. Jared Stroud, not only an amazing soccer player, but an amazing student, scholar, athlete of the year, Glenn.
Named to the Patriot League All-Academic Team, as well as being a first-team Patriot League performer. Campbell. Now Sam Brown, ooh, he had some space. If he can come up with that one, takes him a couple seconds, and he sends it out to Fawole. Fawole lays it back. Lucy strikes it in front. That one's going to sail over everyone. And late run, Sailing won't be able to get there as that sails right over him. Sorry.
No, I love Xander Sailing, hat trick under his belt a couple years ago. He's been with this program. Very happy for him. He's a good target player. He can run down and create some havoc on defenders.
It's a roster, this Loyola roster, without a fourth-year senior in the mix. Just two seniors in general, one being Matt Batista, who was a transfer from Coastal Carolina. He's the only one that sees any minutes. There'll be a foul called there as Sam Brown was going for the ball. Pagani was in the mix. Pagani's not going to allow Carlson to take the quick free kick. So Carlson will put it on the turf as we approach 20 minutes to play in regulation.
Senior.
The only other senior on the roster is Joe Nichols, the third-string goalie, who has not seen any time. That's it. It is a young group for this Loyola team. And if you talk to Steve Nichols, he's excited as Janssen will be, the foul's going to go against Mickey Watson. So Janssen takes the free kick quickly. Opportunity for Colgate to push here. Ooh, into the box, one-on-one opportunity, and that's going to be a goal for the Raiders. They'll cut the lead to 2-1. Hounds sort of fell asleep defensively a little bit there, Jamie. And delivering for Colgate is Steven DeLeo. Just seemed like nobody was stepping up to come defend in that situation.
You'll see this is this is how you beat defenders, and we call it the through ball, and it's a beautiful ball. I believe Quintero, and a 5-hole on the other way under Chase Vossick's legs.
And this is a game again at 2-1 here in the 71st minute. I'd like to see it one more time. I apologize. That was Troy Mupen who scored the goal. We'll watch it one more time. I thought I saw 16. Indeed, it looks like a 16 to me. Maybe it was 15. All right, 15 and 16 look an awful lot alike, so I'll say that could have been my eyesight, and I'll apologize. It was 15. Thank you. Thank you, next door. So it's 16? So I was right.
Yeah, DeLeo.
Okay, DeLeo scored.
Yep.
It went up as a Troy Mupen goal
right
on the board. So I had it right the first time, and I'll apologize to both of them for the confusion.
And Josh Fawole carded in the meantime.
Thank you, Jamie.
Yep.
Fawole gets booked. Jamie, Loyola's got to regroup.
Well, we've talked about this ability to hold a lead, Glenn. We'll see. We've got 20 minutes to go here to play, and this is going to be exciting for sure. But an example of giving up that goal is part of Loyola being a young team themselves.
Throwing coming from the far sideline. We were talking about that. For all the excitement came. Very young roster. Long throw all the way into the box. Knocked down. Now cleared out. And Colgate's going to throw everything at Loyola over the course of the next 19 minutes to try to equalize now. That one's sent back in, headed forward, but wide. Ooh, very dangerous, but it's going to be a corner kick. Third of the match for the Raiders. They are emboldened by that first goal, and they are coming right now. They are absolutely coming for Loyola.
Look at this, a great service. I believe I said it could change in a heartbeat, and it feels like it has.
Out to the middle of the pitch. The shot will come through. It's blocked away. Raiders able to stay on top of it. Ooh, great play there to step in. Campbell now an opportunity, but slowed down. Might have had a chance at a counter. Now he picks up the pace a little bit more, looking for Fawole just too far out in front of him.
Pressure-packed final 20, Glenn, coming at you, and Jake Campbell serves that ball out of bounds.
18 minutes to go, 1-goal game. Loyola and Colgate. Greyhounds on top, but it was a 2-goal game just a couple of minutes ago before DeLeo got the Raiders on the board. Now the Hounds, can they recover and hold on? A trip to the championship games at stake. Watson trying to let that one get into the box. He finally has to touch it. And of course, as soon as he touches it with his foot, that means that Chase Vosvik can't pick it up, so Vosvik just has to get rid of it immediately. It's a better safe than sorry situation. You could tell Watson didn't want to touch that ball. Could not afford to allow a shot opportunity there. So he was forced to pass it to Vosvik. Back heel that time from Fawole, much better. Fawole, however, again in trouble with all the maroon shirts around him. Loyola trying to get this ball out. They're really struggling right now to get it going the other way. Batista wanted to target Fawole, instead goes up the top side. That's Morgan Lucy. Glenn Clark, Jamie Watson with you. Patriot League Network on Stadium. Loyola, 2 goals tonight. Mickey Watson off a corner kick in the opening minutes. And then Josh Fawole from Sam Brown here in the second half. Made it a 2-0 game at that point. But Steven DeLeo cut that lead to 2-1. Now Stroud wants to try to equalize it. Stroud fires it towards the far post, but well wide, not on target. By the way, Jamie, as you mentioned, Kentaro Morrison did indeed get the assist on that goal. For Morrison, that's his 3rd assist of the season. He now has 7 points.
How about DeLeo? Is this his first
Third
goal?
Third goal of the year for DeLeo.
Okay.
He's got 8 points now on the season.
Okay. I did notice Colgate had 4 players in double-digit scoring coming in. We talked about it. Was it going to be high scoring, low scoring? And it's been a really interesting game. 2-1 at this point. We'll see how it ends up.
Brian Saramago got that breather, but he's right back in, replacing Xander Sailing here in the 75th minute. Foul goes against Legion. He's not happy with the call.
You have to know Arm is a tough matchup for Brian Saramago, putting a 6'5" defender on him.
Carlson swings it forward. Brown knocks it down. Saramago will take the shot, but it's right into the waiting arms of Harris.
I like the idea of testing Harris. You know, he's in, his 6th game now,
Sure,
Glenn? Yeah.
Sure. A great job over along the far sideline to get that one back. Hounds with an opportunity here. Carlson was trying to find Fawole. Fawole had been open for a little bit. They just couldn't quite get it there. Carter pushes it forward. Saramago swings it wide. Sharifi pressing up. Loyola will settle things. Batista. He'll be called for the foul there, aggressively trying to go back and get the ball. Free kick coming for Colgate. Just over 14 minutes to go in a 1-goal game. Don't forget after this one, short break, then we're back with you. Second semifinal, Boston University and Holy Cross. BU was going to be the 1 seed in this tournament until last Friday. Ooh, here's an opportunity. Janssen steps into the box. He delivers it on a hop right into the arms of Chase Vosvik, who falls on top of it. And Janssen thinks he should have been able to do better with that ball. That's a really difficult angle to pull the trigger on a shot, even when you have some space.
It is. I mean, when we start getting to these late stages of the game, Glenn, I'm sure Freddie thought he was going to deliver a laser into the upper 90, but your body says something else. He went near post, but Vosvik was there.
Protected it well. Believe it or not, that's actually the first save of the game for Vosvik.
Wow.
Now, he did have a couple of plays earlier on that weren't saves, that were remarkable plays, particularly the one against Stroud in the first half. But as far as an actual save goes, that's the first one he's credited with. Opportunity for Loyola again here, trying to go on a counter. Fawole wants it out in front. He's going to try to turn on the Jets. Not going to get there. Ulegian. Maybe not the fastest player on the planet, but that big 6'5" frame and those long legs. Stroud's not happy. Stroud's got to watch out or he's going to get booked. He is going to get booked. Jared Stroud hit with the yellow card here in the 78th minute.
Interesting, Glenn. A little bit of a lack of composure there from your senior. You don't expect that kind of emotion coming from Jared, but
you certainly understand why he's fired up here.
Of course.
His career is at stake over the course of the next 12 and a half minutes. Carlson preparing to take this free kick. Sharifi comes over to join him. Let's see what it is the Hounds do with this.
There's only 2 Hounds in the box.
That's the weird part, Jamie. I'm not really sure what to make of it. Comes inside, nobody's there. And Sam Brown can't hold it in either. Can you tell me what the thought process was on that one?
Well, they're playing defensively, Glenn, clearly.
Okay, now this one flung downfield, way out in front. Stroud's going to get to it. He settles it, tries to get around Campbell. Campbell recovers well, and he gets it back. Gives it right back to Janssen. Colgate pressuring right now. Another long shot from a tough angle. I don't think those are going to be the ones that are going to beat Vosvik. Certainly understand wanting to take the chance and needing to put shots together somehow, some way. But the last 2 from Colgate almost had the feel of give-up shots, Jamie.
No, I just think that in their mind they executed it far differently than their body allowed, and that happens sometimes, Glenn. It's been a little bit of back and forth of lots of chasing going on by both teams.
It's, by the way, Morrison who pulled the trigger on this one. Goes as the second save for Chase Vosvik. I want to go out. Throwing coming along the far sideline. You see Eric Ronning continuing to give his commands. What a remarkable stretch it's been for Ronning as the coach at Colgate. Trying to get back to the Patriot League championship game for a 2nd consecutive season. Looking for a 5th Patriot League title overall. That will be picked up by Vosvik. Under 11 minutes to play in regulation. Colgate still needs another goal to equalize. Saramago. 2 defenders on him. He slips it to Fawole. Fawole has got to go get that one before it gets over the near sideline. Comes back to Carlson. Carlson back to Campbell. Campbell back to midfield. Watson will switch it to Carter. Loyola obviously does not need to press. Ooh, but Carter turns it over. An opportunity here for Colgate. Can the Raiders tie things up? Great recovery defense. Matt Batista in there coming up with that one. And Loyola gets it back. Fawole protecting the ball right now as we go under 10 minutes to play. We're in the 81st minute. 2-1. Loyola on top of Colgate. And Carter, no foul. No foul. Janssen taken down. Carter was there, no foul. The other way, Sam Brown trying to get that ball. It's knocked away. Obviously a lot of size in that back line for Colgate.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to beat them, but I think Carlson was just trying to relieve pressure.
That ball comes all the way down to Stroud in the open field. Stroud gets to it. Now he swings it to the middle. Great defense from Mickey Watson to knock it away. Ooh, that was threatening. Now Stroud again to the far post. That one's going to sail on him and go out for a goal kick. Player down. As we watch one more time, that non-call on Sam Carter. It looked like a foul to me, Jamie Watson.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you, Glenn, there.
Trying to see who that is, Jamie.
It looks like Sharifi,
Yeah,
actually.
that's what I thought. Yeah, Barry Sharifi, who's down. Looks like he's just cramping up here with 9 minutes even to play in regulation. 9 minutes. Right now, that's what stands between Loyola and a date in Sunday's Patriot League Championship game. And right now, warming up, preparing to come in is Colin Jowan. And how do you like this? Coming in cold, 9 minutes to play to try to finish off a Patriot League semifinal.
Well, Sharifi's going to have to come off if the clock stops, and he heads over there, and I'm sure it will be.
Looks like he'd be okay to come back in fairly quickly, is what you're going to tell me?
Indeed.
So that would be the good news. As Jowan, the freshman from Catonsville, Maryland, by way of Catonsville High School, will make a cameo here in the late stages of this one. If Loyola can hang on, they will play in the Patriot League Championship game for the first time in school history. 9 minutes probably feels like an eternity right now as they try to grind it away. I would imagine not yet in a situation where you're trying to go towards the corner, Jamie.
No, not. I mean, I would.
I know you don't like that in general, but even if you're going to do it, probably a little bit later, probably as you get a little bit closer to the 90-minute mark.
I would think so. Just from a confidence standpoint, it sort of says we don't think we can, really create any opportunities or hold off, or I don't know. In my mind, anyway, I still like both teams doing what they do best and attacking.
Loyola students out today. Certainly a fun time right now for Loyola athletics. Women's basketball season kicked off earlier today. Men's basketball on the road tonight at Northwestern. The men's soccer team trying to punch their ticket for the Patriot League Championship. Carter knocks that one away. Trying to get back on top of it is Mu Pen. Raiders settle it. Legion down to Pagani. Pagani, described by Eric Ronning, as just a remarkable, remarkable human being. Actually wrote a letter to the player who will be the next player to wear his number at Colgate. He's a special leader for this Raiders team. One of the four captains.
To the next number 2, I believe, is the title to letter. I love it. I think every athlete should do it for the next player who wears your number.
Approaching 8 minutes to play. Thought I heard the voice of Steve Nichols down there on the field, giving the officials a piece of his mind. Brian Saramago couldn't control that one. Now trying to get it back. Is able to do so. He's got some space now to go to work. Saramago cuts it back towards the middle. Tough angled shot. It's going to be saved by Harris. Boy, Saramago, you can see his eyeballs got huge after he won that ball back. Just not able to get a lot on that shot.
Josh Fawoli lurking as well in front of the goalkeeper there.
Colgate gets it back, still pursuing an equalizer, a chance to continue this match. We'll watch the Saramago chance one more time. That's a tough angle. He's going away from the goal.
Falling away, yeah. Everything about Brian is dangerous. He needs to be doubled, as does, I believe, Stroud at this point. Jared Stroud.
This one will come down to Mu Pen along the near sideline. He'll knock it down, tries to chip it forward to Stroud. Heads it right back to Penn. Mu Pen crosses it in. It's back up in the air. Loyola's got to get rid of that one. And he'll stay with the Raiders as Harris wins it for Colgate. Now from the far flank. Foul. Foul called on Fawole over on the far sideline. Clock running, 6.5 to play, heading towards this free kick. And again, Stroud will not be the one to take it. He's the set piece specialist, but also quite the offensive force. They want him in a scoring situation. Line drive comes in. Janssen gets a heel on it. Vosvik thought about grabbing that one, but then decided the better play would just be to let it bounce out and get a goal kick. 6 minutes to go.
Yeah, and the clock is running. That's why he let that one go out before taking this goal kick.
And that's the difference in what will ultimately be 20, 25 seconds, Jamie.
No.
As that clock continues to tick. Yeah, somewhere in that neighborhood, maybe 23 seconds. That was a difference in as that goes out along the far sideline. Fawole was trying to get up for it, but couldn't keep it in. Nervy moments right now for Loyola. Colgate trying to force extra time.
Stroud wants the ball over here on this right flank.
It goes off the back of Campbell's head. Stroud gets to it. He crosses it in. It's knocked down. No shot as Carter was able to just stab his foot in there and prevent that from being a great chance in front of the goal for Colgate. 5 minutes to play.
Next sub, wait, please.
That one will sneak out over the near sideline. Stroud trying to bark. He's trying to tell Campbell, come on, let's go.
You see how they brought Arm Legion up. That's him, number 6, right there in front of the goal, and he does lead the team in points. So late in games, he will come forward, as he is right here.
No doubt. Gotta throw everything at him. Brown keeps that in along the near sideline. Saramago loses it. Tries to go get it back. No call. Is the whistle all the way back here?
It is.
So the whistle is all the way back here, Jamie. I said no call. It was actually a delayed call. And so the free kick will be back, I believe, on the other side of midfield, yeah. Pagani will put it down. 4 minutes to go. Everybody pushing up, even Harris out near midfield. Play it over to Harris. Now back ahead to Pagani. Pagani swings it in towards the edge of the box. Somebody's got to get out of there for Loyola. Instead of shot, it's deflected. Comes down to Stroud. Stroud is going to get an opportunity. Feeds it back to the middle, and that will be the equalizer. In the 87th minute, there to deliver, Christian Clark, as Colgate kept pushing forward, patiently waited their chance, and they have evened things 2 apiece in minute 87.
Another deflection. Watch Jared Stroud here. He makes the engine run. Look at that pass. Gorgeous, and what a finish. Number 25.
Christian Clark delivers it for the Raiders, the reigning Patriot League Defensive Player of the Week, his 2nd goal of the season. He now has 6 points on the year. That obviously the biggest. We've talked about this team having their backs against the wall for weeks now. They are not flustered in these situations. And down 2-0, a chance here for Loyola. Fed in front, knocked away. But it'll be a corner with 3 minutes to play. Loyola trying just as quickly to retake the lead in the closing minutes of this game.
What a wild finish. Tremendous opportunity there for the Loyola Greyhounds, created by Josh Fawole.
They scored their first off a corner kick. Carlson found Watson. Loyola has surrendered a 2-0 advantage in the second half. Can they go back in front? Carlson getting up for that one, and a shot saved on the line. Ooh. Quite the dramatic few moments here at the end of this game. As that one will finally be cleared out with 2.5 to play. We have an injured player down in the box for Colgate. Watson nearly delivering a winner for the Greyhounds. Off the corner, the ball goes off his head, and he gets a shot that's cleared right off the line. And give credit. The injured player is Janssen. Finally back up. Training staff had to come out. And we've been talking about this, Jamie. They have needed 3 points each time in their last 3 games, and they've delivered in all 3, knocking off Navy to set up that showdown with Boston University last Friday, knowing that Boston University was just a win away from winning the Patriot League regular season title. This Colgate team able to go on the road, win 4-0. Their reward was another road trip, this time the number 3 seed in the Patriot League, Bucknell. They went and won there by a score of 1-0 on Tuesday night. Reward for that, the top seed in the Patriot League, Loyola, on the road, trailing 2-0. And yet here they are, 2-2 in the 88th minute, as they've gotten 2 second-half goals. DeLeo and Clark to even things up. 87-42 gone by. If no one else scores, or if both teams somehow score in the next 2 minutes and 18 seconds, we will have extra time, 2 10-minute periods, to still try to determine a winner on the field. And if that's not enough, then we will go to penalty kicks to determine who will move on to the Patriot League Championship game on Sunday.
We talked at the top of the show, Glenn, about this being not a number 6 seed, and they've clearly shown it here. These Colgate Red Raiders have fought and clawed back into this game, tying it up at 2.
What they're trying to do is in 3 straight games knock off the number 3, the number 2, and the number 1 seed. Not in that order. 2, 3, 1 would be the order, all on the road with their backs against the wall. Pretty remarkable.
It all goes back to that culture of winning, and it all starts with Eric Ronning.
No question about that. Janssen had to check out. Sanogo, Abdel Sanogo, in for the Raiders. Does Loyola have one more in them now? A chance the other way, perhaps, for Colgate. Carter plays it back to himself. We approach a minute to play in regulation. Jamie, what are you feeling right now if you're a Loyola player, having surrendered this 2-goal advantage in the second half?
You know, you're disappointed for sure, but, you know, it's not over, Glenn. And this team, we've talked about how they've had struggles all year long maintaining a lead, and yet they've still found a way to win. That's what they're going to have to do here, Glenn.
Under a minute to go. We are in the 90th minute of this one. Loyola had a 2-0 lead about the midway point of the second half. But Colgate has responded. Now maybe an opportunity here to try to win it in regulation. 40 seconds left. Stroud going towards the near flank. Stroud crosses, looking for the far post. It sails. Loyola trying to clear. Under 30 seconds to play. One more chance for the Raiders here. That one slipped in. Another into the box. Carter, no whistle there. Boy, the Colgate bench thought maybe they could have earned one. Not the case. 15 seconds left. That's kept in. Still some more defending to do for the Greyhounds. That one's crossed in front, knocked down by Mickey Watson. And that will just about do it. One more shot on the ground, and we are 90 minutes through and tied at 2. Loyola frustrated. They know this was a golden chance for them to win it in regulation, leading 2-0, and they gave them both back. But it's a brand new game, as when we come back in, we'll have extra time to determine who goes on to the Patriot League Championship game. You're watching Patriot League Network on Stadium. All even at 2 apiece after 90 minutes. Colgate and Loyola here at Ridley Athletic Complex in Baltimore. It's the semifinals of the Patriot League Championships. Glenn Clark alongside Jamie Watson as we take a look at the stats through 90 minutes. And boy, did Colgate even things up as the second half went along. Now 12-12 in the shots department. Chase Vosvik had to make a couple of saves in the second half. Obviously, two he wasn't able to make. 5 saves through 90 minutes for Colgate goalie Jacob Harris, as things got much more even there in half number 2. We will take a look at all of the highlights from this one. The early going, Gabe Carlson's service to Mickey Watson. Watson open, delivered. Greyhounds on top 1-0. Just about 5 minutes into the match, and even Vosvik out there celebrating with Mickey Watson. Then the giveaway, Stroud with the golden opportunity, try to even it up, but went wide, and Vosvik was able to go wide with him and just fall on top of that ball, pounce right on top of it to keep it a 1-0 game. This, we thought, maybe could have been the backbreaker. Sam Brown gets it forward. Josh Fawole stops it, delivers it perfectly across his body in to make it a 2-0 game. But Colgate got right back to work, and DeLeo would take this from Morrison, deliver it to make it 2-1. Just an exceptional play on both ends to make it a 1-goal game. And then in the final 5 minutes, as Jamie Watson always reminds us, first 5, final 5. That shot would be blocked. Stroud does a great job. Everybody collapses on him, and he sees behind him Christian Clark. Christian Clark sees an equalizer, and now we see extra time here at Ridley Athletic Complex. Jimmy Watson, how do you bounce back? How do you pick yourself up after you blow a 2-0 lead in the second half?
Well, you get your leaders out on the field. Mickey Watson, I'm sure, is in the middle of that huddle encouraging his young team to 0-0, right back to the beginning. Colgate, you and I had a sense that they were not panicking.
Don't do that.
We're veteran. We've been here before. It's like
no situation. They're like zombies. You just can't kill them. They're somehow, some way going to stay alive, and that's what they've managed to do. Loyola is going to have to play their absolute best soccer. We will play 10 minutes as Loyola will go left to right, Colgate right to left here in this first extra time period. Nobody scores, then we'll stop, switch, play 10 more. Nobody scores again. Then it's PKs to determine the first part of the equation for Sunday's Patriot League Championship game. Lucy slips it back to Carter. You do wonder, as we talked earlier, about the impact of tired legs, perhaps for Colgate, end of the season. They just played Tuesday night. That one swung towards the corner. Brian Saramago. He's going to drive a shot from a nearly impossible angle. Harris handles it. And it remains 2-2.
You never know what to expect from Brian Saramago. It's a good thing. It keeps defenders and goalkeepers guessing.
Oh, it's fire, and because it's fired in so fast, you're just hoping that maybe it's misplayed a little bit, and that could be the difference. The ball sneaking over the line and proving to be a winner for Loyola. We've seen Brian Saramago earlier in the season stop a ball on the end line. There's a goalie protecting the near post. He just decided to play it right off the goalie and ends up going in. He has done those types of things. Trying to create one there again from a nearly impossible angle. It is a chilly evening here in Baltimore as Colgate trying to put something together, and that was just wide off the foot of Janssen. Oh, my. That had game winner written all over it as Janssen was by himself. Great feed from Mupen. Watson tries to stick out his foot to get a piece of it and couldn't. Carter helpless. Vosvik did a great job of racing over to protect the far post, but if that one had been on target, there would be a sea of maroon jerseys celebrating right now at Ridley Athletic Complex. Vosvik will drive this one out towards midfield. Sam Brown trying to go get it towards the far sideline. Loyola dominated the better part of the first half. Continued that into the second half when they got their second goal. But from there, it has been all Colgate.
They did, Glenn. They made adjustments at halftime, and they evened up that shot total, didn't they?
And that one will go out over the far sideline. Pushing forward was Jake Campbell. But that's out for a Colgate throw. Of course, now, when one goal ends things, Jamie, all it takes is some sort of funny bounce or a bad turnover, for example. That was a bad turnover for sure for Colgate. No reason to give the ball back there, and Loyola gets a chance to throw it in and push forward. Carlson.
Sorry, it makes you wonder with the Janssen miss. Does that buoy this Loyola squad at all, Glenn?
Just something that goes right for them. Morgan Lucy from the near flank. Back to the middle of the pitch. Batista stops it. Batista now chips it to nobody in particular. He tries to go back heel with that one and can't really make any contact with that. Batista now back to Carlson. Carlson steps up but had nowhere to go with the ball. There was no one out wide. Now Sam Brown gets out wide to field that one. Brown trying to turn forward. Loses the ball. That'll sneak all the way over the end line. It'll be a corner kick coming up for Loyola.
Well done by Sam Brown. Is doing your job as a forward is to create that set piece opportunity, which aside from the 5-minute rule, set pieces are where the second most goals are scored. Let's see what happens here.
They scored there first on a corner. It was from this corner, in fact. Carlson served it. Mickey Watson was wide open in front of the goal and delivered it. Mickey Watson's in front, served in the middle, headed out and away. It'll be a Cole kick. We're in the 95th minute of a 2-2 game. Loyola and Colgate playing for the right to play on Championship Sunday.
Brian Saramago on that. He got to it. Just need to learn how to head the ball down from that spot. Not easy to do, Glenn.
Yeah, no question about that. Foul will be called. It'll be a free kick coming up for Colgate. It's being helped back up is Ulegian. Saramago did indeed make contact to his face. Not intentionally, obviously.
I don't think he even saw him.
Free kick taken. Colgate trying to go to work. And pop back up. Darting in there was Campbell. And now Loyola trying to put together a counter, but Fawole had to wait. And there were 3 maroon jerseys as soon as he got there. Carlson did not see Saramago on this side. Tried to go to Brown on the other side. And Saramago says, I had a lot of space in front of me.
I agree. You want the ball at that man's feet, Brian Saramago.
And that one not cleared by Watson. Opportunity here for Colgate. Carter's got to get back. Janssen can't get the ball off his foot. He's being held up. Now delivers it back. Possession continues for the Raiders. Great slide tackle. Really dramatic moments there. Watson's down. It was Campbell came over and finished off that play, but in the process surrenders a corner. First, Loyola's got to attend to Mickey Watson, perhaps a cramp, as Vosvik's coming over to stretch him out.
We saw Janssen hit the turf on the other side in the other second quarter here. Now it's Mickey Watson needing a little bit of assistance.
Is that Stroud over there? It is Stroud over to take this one. We've seen some other players deployed in some set-piece situations, but Stroud's the guy. Talking about a player that on the season has delivered 9 assists. Does he have a 10th and a game winner in him right here? Near post, flick forward, knocked off the line. And that would have been a great opportunity right in front of the goal. Colgate able to hold on to possession. Now it's Morrison, delivers in the middle of the field, flipped forward towards the far post, popped up in the air. Vosvik will go get it. Vosvik fired up, trying to buoy his team. And behind the play, Mickey Watson again comes up cramping. Watson not happy about something. Trying to stretch out. We'll see if They're going to have to take him off the pitch. Watson trying to stretch it out, trying desperately to stretch out whatever's going on. And it looks like he's going to be okay. Vosvik will have, coming up, goal kick. I guess it was a delivered down. Fawole not able to come up with it. Harris. Sam Brown had to go right in front of him. He thought about trying to cut it off, but just didn't have the angle. Now he's got to regroup as Colgate's pushing forward once again here in the 97th minute. From the end line, did that go over? No. Loyola unable to clear. Raiders' possession continues right back into the box. Not knocked away, finally cleared away. But it stays with the Raiders. This first of 2 extra time periods. Run continues, and right in front. Is that? That's that. Colgate marches to the Patriot League Championship game. What a comeback. Trailing 2-0 in the second half. They get 2 to even it up, force extra time, and then deliver the finishing blow here in extra time with a perfectly placed ball that was put home.
Stephen
DeLeo for the second time tonight on the board to finish the comeback as the Raiders win 3-2 and they go back to the Patriot League Championship game.
And leading the way again is that matchup. Jared Stroud going right by Jake Campbell. Serves that ball beautifully to DeLeo.
The only question was somehow did he get behind Mickey Watson and was he offside, but he was not. DeLeo delivers it. And the Raiders will await the winner of tonight's second semifinal between Boston University and Holy Cross in Sunday's championship game. For Stephen DeLeo, that is his second goal of the night, his 4th of the season. He now has 10 points on the year. For Stroud, what a massive assist, 10th on the year, his 16th point on the season. And Colgate comes all the way back from down 2-0 to defeat Loyola 3-2 in extra time and move on to Sunday's championship game. We'll come back in and finish things up. This is the Patriot League Network on Stadium.
Down here with Stephen DeLeo, hero of the game. Just talk about that game-winning goal.
Well, it was awesome. We went behind early, so we had to come back. We got one back right into the second half, so we knew then we had a chance. After that, we got another one, and then once we got to overtime, we knew we had this because we have the heart, and we have the seniors that are behind us that I couldn't do anything without them. Jared Stroud with the assist there, and the first assist to me as well. He's been such a big part. They're leaders, they're everything, so that's the least we could do for them.
And you won the championship last year. You kind of bring that championship mentality into this when you're down 2-0 and come back and win in overtime. Just talk about this team's resiliency.
Yeah, definitely. We knew we had a young team against us, so we knew we had the experience. We had the championship from last year, so we knew this type of environment, this is where we excel, so we were just trying to do it again. We wanted to get back to where we were.
You're going back to another championship game. How exciting is it?
Super excited. I couldn't wish for anything better for our seniors, and I got 2 more years of this. Hopefully we can make 2 more.
All right, well, thank you very much. Congratulations and good luck. Back up to you guys in the booth.
Extra time, Glenn Clark, Jamie Watson with you. Jamie, some final thoughts on our first semifinal.
I think we were talking about the composure. Colgate's been there before, Glenn, and they certainly showed it in those that overtime period.
A remarkable run for them to get to this championship game now, as they have knocked off the 3 top teams in the Patriot League in their last 3 games, all on the road. They'll now await the winner of our second semifinal, which will be coming up shortly between Holy Cross and Boston University. As we take a look at just some final things here tonight, and we see that Loyola, just that 2-0 lead that they had in the second half, thought maybe that would be enough, but ultimately Colgate had more answers, and finally Stroud delivers to DeLeo. DeLeo puts it in the back of the net, his second of the night, makes Colgate a winner. We will take a short break, then we'll be back with semifinal number 2. We'll figure out the other half of the championship puzzle when Boston University faces Holy Cross. That's next. We'll be back in with it for you shortly here on the Patriot League Network on Stadium.